In the quiet, dimly lit town of Crestwood, there stood an old McDonald's restaurant. It had been a beloved landmark for decades, but lately, an air of unease had settled upon its golden arches. Rumors whispered through the community about strange happenings within those familiar walls. One fateful evening, a young couple named Sarah and Mike decided to grab a late-night meal at the Crestwood McDonald's. They stepped through the creaking doors, greeted by an unsettling silence. The usual bustling and cheerful atmosphere were absent, replaced by an eerie stillness. The couple exchanged uneasy glances as they made their way to the counter. To their surprise, there was no one in sight. The cash registers were abandoned, and the kitchen was devoid of any activity. Even the familiar scent of fries had dissipated. "Hello," Sarah called out, her voice echoing through the empty restaurant. No response came. The couple grew increasingly unsettled, but their hunger drove them to explore further. As they ventured deeper into the establishment, the fluorescent lights flickered overhead, casting sinister shadows on the walls. The sound of their footsteps echoed ominously throughout the deserted dining area. The once vibrant booths were now shrouded in darkness, with empty trays and cups scattered haphazardly. Nervously, Sarah and Mike reached the entrance to the play area, where laughter and joy usually filled the air. But now, it was a different scene. The colorful plastic tubes seemed to stretch into an abyss, and a chilling breeze blew through them, carrying a faint, haunting melody. Against their better judgment, curiosity compelled them to investigate further. Crawling into the tunnels, they were swallowed by a labyrinth of claustrophobic darkness. They navigated the twisting maze, guided only by the dim light of their cell phones. Suddenly, they heard a distant, childlike giggle echoing through the tunnels. Their hearts raced as they continued their harrowing descent. The eerie giggling grew louder and closer, and they caught glimpses of small, shadowy figures darting through the blackness. With adrenaline coursing through their veins, Sarah and Mike burst out of the play area into an abandoned employee break room. Their frantic breathing filled the silence. A television flickered in one corner, displaying distorted images of distorted figures, grinning maniacally. A sudden realization struck them. This place held a sinister secret, a realm where happiness had transformed into something malevolent. They had unwittingly stumbled upon a portal to a world ruled by twisted manifestations of childhood innocence. Desperate to escape, the couple rushed toward the exit. But as they reached for the door, it slammed shut, trapping them inside. The room grew colder, and whispers filled the air. The distorted figures from the television materialized before them, their grins widening into macabre smiles. In a desperate attempt to survive, Sarah and Mike fought back, dodging the grasp of the twisted beings. As they struggled, they stumbled upon an old service elevator hidden in a corner. With no other choice, they stepped inside and frantically pressed the button to the ground floor. The elevator rattled and groaned as it descended, and a sense of impending doom hung heavy in the air. Finally, with a jolt, the doors slid open, revealing the familiar sight of the Crestwood McDonald's. Breathless and shaken, Sarah and Mike stumbled out into the now-lit dining area. The staff and customers had returned, oblivious to the horrors that unfolded just moments ago. From that day on, the Crestwood McDonald's remained a sinister place, its true nature hidden behind a facade of cheerful meals and smiling mascots only those who dared to venture into.